Hey, Jimmy Jones reporting for the Eastman Examiner, and we are in the Eastman in the Bacon Heights community. Monday night at the City Council meeting, Randy Knight, the city's construction project manager, presented a request before City Council to add an additional $20,000 to funding on the projects in this Bacon Heights community.
We're working on the sewage grant project over in Bacon Heights and all. They're progressing pretty fast over there and all. But we ran into a little situation that it wasn't very long ago that we asked to get approval on the water lines being moved out of the project over there before they got down the curb and gutter. The thing about it is that they're pushing. They want to try to start next week on putting in the curb and all over there, in which we hadn't really started on the water lines. But Mark, he's been trying to get somebody. He's been after two or three different companies to come in and try to help him get where we can get a little bit ahead and proceed with the project, keep holding them up. The only problem is the bid that he gave us was a little bit lower than what he could get somebody to come in and help him, and the closest that he got was about $20,000 difference. And it's the crew that's doing our sewage lines over on Shorty's project over here, and the thing about it is $20,436 that the difference that they could work down as close as they could work down to it.
City Council, while they thought it was probably a good idea to do this, they were very concerned about the public perception. Not long ago, a contract was added, and this was just a few weeks ago. Some more work was added on to the existing contract. In order to expedite that work, Council elected not to go through the bid process and just added the project on to the current contractor, which is Graham and Studsteel. Some people questioned that move in that it might circumvent the bidding process. Council members looked into that, and through advice of the attorney, apparently that was a legal move on their part, but it did create some questions from the public. So due to those questionings in that past move by City Council, council members were hesitant to approve the $20,000 addition to this project, for fear of bad public perception.
Mr. Randy, I definitely understand, and I appreciate you trying to keep us on schedule on these projects. I know we're probably doing more work in one period of time than we've done in a good little while. I guess my only issue with it is just the perception of it. I understand why it's intelligent for us to do it this way, to stay on track, but then at the same time, the extension that we did on that project that's not in question, we just did a change order on that. It wasn't bid out. We did a change order to allow that, and now it looks like we're going to need to increase money on that. And like I said, I understand it, but I don't know if the community is going to have that same perception that this is something we need to do to keep these projects moving along so that we can continue doing things ahead of time. So that's my only reservation with shifting the project monies, that we kind of made an exception to extend the project.
Yeah, because he was kind of asked. He kind of got thrown in. The project had already started, and he got thrown into it to ask to move the water lines, because he was already moving some over in that area anyway under the TIA project. So that was the thing, was trying to speed up the process because I knew it was coming fast.
So yeah, it would just be my hope that whichever way the council ends up going, if they do support your recommendation, that the community will have that knowledge that it wasn't anything wrong or misgiving, that it's just the purpose of just trying to keep us on schedule. So just wanted to share what I had in my mind right around.
Is there anybody else they could maybe ask and see if they would?
Well, he's made contact with 3 or 4 more companies, and most of them are saying it'd be 6 months before they could even consider even looking at it. That was the problem,
How long would it take them to do it if they had given
do what we want you to do, how long will it take you to finish it?
About 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
You see the other companies standing right there behind them, because the ditch that they got fixed to start putting the concrete in it, it's a little wet, so they wanted to step on up and get this before they got the ditch, give the ditch a little bit of time.
3 weeks is not a very long time.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they claimed that they could have. In other words, they'd be stay far enough ahead of the other group that won't interfere with them and slow them down.
Any more questions? Okay. I need a motion to approve the change of order for the water line. Do I hear a motion?
I'm gonna make that motion, since Randy said it's going to be on about 3 weeks. I don't think that's a long time to have to wait. Let's just hope it doesn't go longer than that. Too much longer.
They're going to start this. If we give the okay, that company's going to start this week ahead of the thing, but it should take them about 3 weeks to get through with the water line.
In other words, Bobby, they're the one working over here on the other
Right.
project over here, so that would, they right in with us already.
That's what he's saying is, if we vote to do it, then we're gonna spend $20,000 instead of them. I mean, if they wait 3 weeks, is that?
Can you speak up just a little bit?
I'm just, I don't know, I'm like Bill, I'm just 20, yeah, we're gonna save $35,000, but we're gonna spend 20, so we ain't gonna save 15, but I mean, 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, I know the mothers went before go ahead and do the curb and gutter and stuff and all, but
Because you're going to be holding up that project. I mean, the thing about it is that Mark can pull off the other jobs and do it, but then when it gets through with that, then you're going to fall right back into those other projects. They need to be completed too before the end of the year. That's the thing that kind of run into.
All right, I got a motion. Do I hear a second? I second. Got a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your hand. All in favor not, raise your hand. Okay.
So, as it stands, the project things will come to a halt while one contractor catches up to the other, which ultimately will slow down the process of completing this project. Now, upon completion, they tell me that this road will be, all the water lines will be relocated to the side. The road will be freshly paved. It will have curb and gutter.
Just say like now, the pipe is here. But now you're taking it from under the road, putting it over here. So that save a whole bunch of money, a whole bunch of time. Easy to get back to.
In the future.
In the future, right. Yeah, because I'll be gone by that time.
You hope anyway.
Yeah.
In addition to those projects, this low standing area, you see behind the closed sign, has always been a problem for drainage in town. The engineer on this project tells me that this drainage area is actually going to be completely paved, so that drainage should not be an issue in this neighborhood. So this is just another example of a lot of projects that the city is doing all at one time to improve our infrastructure, and this is an issue that past councils apparently did not address and have left us with a lot of problems. Their theory was just to fix it and do it for the least amount possible, but that left us with problems where you have to dig up the road to get to the water line. So Mark Studsteel, the owner of Graham and Studsteel Contracting, really praised in a conversation with me. He really praised the wisdom of our current city council in undertaking these huge projects to get to help build this infrastructure for future generations in Eastman and save money later down the road. Reporting for the Eastman Examiner, this is Jimmy Joins.